Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Skies of Arcadia Legends. Alright, so last time we finished up the side quest between Maria and Piastel Dock and all of that family reunion stuff. And next we are going to take on another wanted battle. So of course we're going to sail above the clouds to make our trip that much easier. Now where we're headed is going to be around the Lands of Ice area. Generally kind of around these top 3 squares here, so... just make our way a little bit to the northwest, and we will find the ship and the battle we're looking for. So we can catch some of these jellyfish-looking things. And there's the Grand Fortress Wall. It's kind of funny. Yeah, you can actually just kind of like sail right over this, and if you want, drop back into Valua. They don't really have anything good here or anything, but you can see here's the Imperial Palace, you know, Upper City, and then Lower City kind of around on the other side and all that, you know, there's Lower City. So it's kind of cool that you can just like draw back in here. You can actually dock if you want as well, which is pretty neat, but again, there's really not much reason to do so unless you just want to visit the place again, you know, you miss it or something, I don't know, but I always thought that was kind of a neat thing. Alright, so we're making our way there pretty well. And the ship we're looking for is kind of small, but the good news is there's no real objects in upper sky for it to really like blend in with, so you can see it really well against this nondescript background here. Alright, so we generally kind of head in the direction of the Aurora, and there we go, we can see it in the distance. Like I said, it's pretty small, but since it's just blue in the background, you can see it pretty well. Alright, before we take care of this, I am going to save, because believe it or not, this battle can actually be pretty tough, and if you get bad luck, it can actually do you in pretty easily, so we're making sure to save beforehand, just in case things go wrong. Oh, isn't it a little fishy for a boat to be out sailing alone way out here? Pretty much, let's move in. Whoa, what the heck? Oh, so this is the ship of the infamous Vice, eh? Not bad, not bad. Of course, I would have it painted in gold and purple. Gold makes everything look better. Vice, over there. Whoa. Jeez, man. What the heck? Wow. Well, they did say he was wealthy. Vice, I presume. My name is Dicokia. Very nice to finally meet your acquaintance. What? You mean to tell me that you're the same Dicokia that's got a bounty on his head? As the wealthiest man in Yafutoma, I lived a life of luxury. I had no want of material possessions, and yet I felt unsatisfied. Then I heard about your adventures in Yafutoma. I realized then that the life of an air pirate was the life that I had been craving. So I bought a ship, got together a crew, and built this machine, Tama, for my personal use. I wanted to travel the skies in search of fun and excitement, just like you, Vice. Well, it's not all fun and games, you know. Nevertheless, I believe that it was fate that we have met this day. I think your head would make a fine trophy for me to take home. Sounds good. Only problem is you'll have to beat me first. Fool, there is nothing in this world that money can't buy. Very well, on guard, Vice. I shall make you remember this day.
Here goes! Yeah!
What? Okay, what exactly is going on here? I have no idea. Somebody fill me in. Alright, well, either way... Okay, I thought he might have said something, that's why I got quiet. Either way, this is the battle against Dicokia the Wealthy. Now, like I said before, this one can be a little bit tough. As you can see, he's got 2 bodyguards, which are named, by the way. And they can be a little bit problematic, but not too bad. The real trouble is Dicokia's special attack, which we'll see once we get there. Now, generally what I like to do is just kind of survive for a while. Usually he'll use the first turn to summon another bodyguard, which is problematic in and of itself. But usually I just kind of like to survive until we get enough SP to use Prophecy. Now, it's probably a good idea to use Justice Shield on the first turn, even though Dicokia is going to summon the bodyguard like 100% of the time. He always does. Just because one of the bodyguards has a Wind Slash technique that does quite a lot of damage. Thankfully, though, we don't need to use Delta Shield because he does have one spell, but it's really weak. It's like Electrolin. You don't need to worry about it. So we can focus with Aga there as well. And we can also... I guess we can go ahead and use a Glyph of Might on Vice. Obviously, he's going to be the attacker. It might not be a bad idea to use Glyph of Might on everybody if you want to give them a little bit of extra defense as well. I'm not going to really bother with that, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, good, he used the counter stance. And of course, oh wow, this actually ended up being a pretty good turn, huh? Didn't need just a shield after all, but well, it's better safe than sorry. And of course he summoned another one of those guys. Okay, well, that's the worst of the two options. They're the ones that have the Wind Slash that can do actually quite a bit of damage. It's like 1500 unguarded, and it's an area of effect, and there's two of them, and Daikokia has a special attack which does a lot of damage, so this can really stack up pretty quickly, which is why it can be somewhat tough. So we're definitely going to be on the defensive here for a while, that's for sure. The good news is once we get off Prophecy, it gets a lot easier. So we can focus from there, and we'll of course use the Justice Shield. Yep, here's Wind Slash, and you can see Wind Guarded, that did 758 to Vice, so you pretty much need to make sure Justice Shield is up at all times or they can really overwhelm you quickly. And of course this Power Potion doesn't really do too much because he used it on himself, and he has pretty weak attacks anyway, so no, that was a pretty bad target selection, but... Alright, we'll see if he uses his special skill here. Well, after Vice focuses, of course. No, okay, just Electro, and that's good. This is very weak. There's no need to worry about this at all, even if you don't have Justice Shield up. With it, it barely does over 100, as you can see, so no need to worry about that one. Alright, now on this turn, this is probably the one that he's going to use a special attack. If I had to guess, it would be this one. So what we're going to do is I'm going to throw everybody, or at least everybody except Vice is going to use a Sacrum Crystal. Yeah, we'll do that. And we'll also put up Justice Shield because it will be necessary to avoid it. He may not do it, which would be nice because that means we'll have Prophecy on the next turn, but chances are he will. I'm thankful for that counter stance, definitely. Yeah, as you can see, the damage is stacking up. Okay, here he goes. Alright, so it does moderate damage, but the worst part is this. It can cause confusion to just about everybody. Thankfully, Fina is protected. It's pretty important that you have that, so she can heal everybody back up. Unfortunately, it got two of us, one of which is Enrique, which means we have no more Justice Shield. We also lost Aka's Sacrum Crystal, which is bad. That means we're all still pretty low on health. So what I may do here... Okay, never mind. Wow, is everybody really cured of confusion? Aka's still confused. I guess that doesn't really matter. I didn't realize you could use Prophecy while party members were confused, but okay, never mind, you can't. We have blue rogues, though. I'm not going to waste the spirit on that, though, that's for sure. What I will do, however, is have Vice guard, and I'm going to have Fina basically use the panic button, Lunar Light, which will completely refill everybody's HP as well as cure them of statuses. So this will bring us all back up to 100%. I did not mean to skip that animation. I'm sorry. It's just natural habit to, you know, mash the start button to skip those things. But we'll see that at another time, I promise. And the good news is, I don't think I've ever actually seen him use Golden Flurry twice. So if he can use it more than once, it's very, very far in between. So apart from that, there's not really too much to deal with, and we should, I think... actually, we might not have enough spirit to use Prophecy on the next turn, so... Okay, no, we don't. Which is fine, that's alright. So I will actually throw out a Sacrum Crystal here. We can focus. We don't need to focus. We'll gain enough SP between turns, so we might as well just make sure we're all healed as, you know, as good as we possibly can be. And with Fina, I'll just throw out another one just in case. We'll see how it goes. And with Justice Shield. So yeah, this is the problem with just trying to survive until you can get prophecy. Sometimes, you know, people get confused and take a lot of damage, and it can be kind of hard to get enough. But assuming this turn goes well, he doesn't use Golden Flurry again, which I don't think he will, we should have prophecy on the next turn, and then this battle will be so much easier. See, this is why I threw out multiple Sacrum Crystal, because I wasn't really sure how the turns would play out. The good news is that Curia is usually really slow, so you can get heals before he attacks you.
Here we go.
Okay, well, I guess this will. I guess we'll just have to deal with it.
Makes the world go round.
All right, who got it? Okay, just Aka. That's actually all right. That's definitely fixable, and we just got that Sacrum Crystal out. So, all right, we're actually in pretty good shape here. And we'll see. I don't think Aka would have it healed now. Okay. So what we will do then is Curia Crystal, throw out Sacrum Crystal, and Justice Shield. And assuming he doesn't use Golden Flurry again, we'll be good on the next turn. So this is just one of those that you really have to just find the right opportunity. Staying alive is focus number one. You could, of course, come back when you're a little bit stronger. This is why I kind of put off this battle for, you know, the first time we could have done it. And even just these little wind slashes, like if it was just Dicokia, it would be fine. But because there's so much damage coming in from other sources, the fact that it stacks up makes it really easy to go down here.
Here goes.
Assuming this doesn't have some kind of status with it. Oh, well, no, it was on Fina anyway, so that's fine. Alright, now we're finally ready. Let's use that prophecy. And this will completely take out the bodyguards. It's guaranteed as far as I know. And then it'll just be Dicokia. He may summon one more bodyguard, which would be fine. And then we can just focus on going on the offensive. Yep, so as you can see, all the bodyguards go down, which is great. And now it's just down to him. Alright, so he's pretty much guaranteed to use this turn to summon more bodyguards, which means I'm going to go all out and just focus here. Because he will not attack us here, I'm sure of that. So yeah, you definitely use this turn to gain as much spirit as you can, that's for sure. And then from here on out, I don't worry about the bodyguards. He summoned Eugen again, which is like the worst luck. I would rather him summon Boo, just because he's nowhere near as annoying. But that's fine. At this point, we're just going to focus on taking down Dicokia. Again, he's blue, so green or purple. We're on green, which is excellent. And we'll use a Pirate's Wrath on him. We do, however, want to keep up Justice Shield, just in case he uses that Golden Flurry, or there's a Wind Slash that hits multiple people. We will focus with everybody else, though. So let's go ahead and get that out. And it should only take maybe 3 Pirate's Wraths, I believe, to take him down. He does have a lot of health, which is somewhat unfortunate, but it shouldn't be too hard from here on out. Well, what are you doing, man? Come on, there you go. Alright, well, it only hit one person, so that's fine. Alright, so yeah, we're bringing him down pretty nicely now. And we have, as you can see, enough SP to do it again, so that's awesome. Focus, we'll focus. We don't really need to heal at this point, so... whoa, no, what am I doing? Just a shield. Oh, and it's not quite enough to take him down, like I figured it would take another one. Alright, we're using Golden Flurry again.
Money makes the world go round.
And we'll see who gets it. Alright, a couple of us, including Vice. Oh, cool. Vice got it healed. Awesome. I love when luck works out that way. Alright, so I'm going to use a Cutlass Fury because this will finish him off. And I'm going to throw out a Sacrum Crystal here, and we're going to, of course, use Justice Shield. And after this turn, Daikokuya will go down, assuming nothing happens to Vice. And you can see we're still actually taking a decent amount of damage, and with Confusion it can be tough to heal it all. Because you have a lesser amount of characters to do it with, especially if Enrique gets hit by it. Because then you can't use the Justice Shield either, which really, really hurts. Alright, so let's get this guy out of here. Oh, man. Thank you. I'm glad to see him gone. Alright, now it's just down to the bodyguard. And a Pirate's Wrath actually will probably take him down, so we're just going to guard with everyone else. Okay, well, I think he might have been guarding that turn. Yeah, he was. Okay, well, excellent. His Cutlass Fury there. We'll guard. I think we might actually end up just using a Royal Blade here. We'll switch him. I'll switch him to purple. Why not? Is he guarding again? Really? I'm actually not sure. That animation... No, he was guarding again. Wow, that's... I've never seen him guard twice in a row like that, but he's just delaying the inevitable. Alright, here he goes. Wow, man, you can see that is powerful if you're not guarding. Alright, down he goes, finally. That last bodyguard was just... didn't want to go down for some reason. Alright, so there we go. We finished off the battle. Like I said, that one can be very tough. So I'm glad we got through it. A few hitches here and there, but, we made it through relatively cleanly, so awesome. I give up. You win. I wouldn't have expected any less of you. I think I'm smitten with you. Uh-oh, this isn't going to be good. That power, that strength. I guess there really are things in this world that money can't buy. You've learned quite an important lesson, so why don't you just stop wasting your money and quietly go home? You are speaking to the one and only Daikokuya. While I promise to cause no more trouble, I will not discontinue my travels around the world. You're an energetic old guy, aren't you? Well, well. I never understood this line. Well, well, if it isn't Vice, we managed to get ourselves lost in this frigid place. I'm frozen stiff. I was hoping that you would warm me up, Vice. Oh no. Warm you up? You're joking, right? Only partly, but I know your love belongs to someone else. I guess this means I found yet another thing that money cannot buy. Well, Vice, you sure are popular these days. All hands on deck. Prepare for emergency escape. Yeah, really, get out of there, man, quick. Oh, wow. Oh, that scene, man, I always remember that one. Like, the very first time I saw it, it's like, what is going on here? I don't know. Alright, well, either way, despite whatever happened after that battle, we have managed to finish off Daikokuya the Wealthy, so that's one less one-to battle we have to do, and there's actually only one more left in the game, which we can't do until pretty much the final area, so we're going to have to wait on that. But for right now, I don't even know where I'm going. I'm just getting as far away from there as I possibly can. But, alright, so for now, our next destination is we're just going to head back to Crescent Isle. Thankfully, I was heading in the right direction, so we'll just head slightly more east, and I'll probably just meet you once we get there. Alright, we made it back to Crescent Isle. I kind of overshot it a bit and had to go back north, but we made it. Alright, so if you don't remember, I know a lot of crazy stuff has happened since then, but we picked up some schematics from Dangrel Island about, how to get into Deep Sky and investigate that stuff. So let's talk to Brabham and see if he knows what to do with it. Wow, he looks excited. What's this? These are plans to enable a ship to enter Deep Sky. Can you use these plans to modify the Delphinus? Darn tootin', but it'll take me some time. Darn tootin'. I can't wait to get this started. I can have it done in 10 days. Good. If anyone can do it, it's you. Love Brabham, he's awesome. Alright, so we give over the ship schematics. Modifications to the Delphinus began on that day. We needed 10 days to finish our preparations. Crescent Isle began to bustle with activity. Using the blueprints that we took from Valua, Brabham was hard at work rebuilding the engine of the Delphinus. I can't wait to see what lies in deep sky with my own eyes. Far beneath the great blue sky, beneath the clouds, I can already imagine that the atmospheric pressure must be high. We must reinforce the Delphinus's hull to make sure that it doesn't collapse under the pressure. Ever since that day, Enrique began to spend more and more time by himself. Looking back, losing Gregorio must have been the hardest thing Enrique's ever faced. And then, on the 10th day, night fell on Crescent Isle. I remember lying awake in my bed for a long time before I finally fell asleep. Ugh, I still don't feel rested. Maybe because I stayed up all night the day before yesterday working on the Delphinus. Yeah, could be. I should head over to the port. If everything went according to schedule, the modifications should be finished by now. Awesome. Alright, so a quick 10 days have passed, pretty much in the blink of an eye here. And we now should have all the modifications to the Delphinus ready, and we can check out Deep Sky. Pretty excited to see what lies below the sky part. So that should be pretty cool. And, oh yes, we can also check out our decorations. You can see now we have a nice, awesome relief of Vice's face on the wall there. A little bit egotistical, maybe. We also have a few fish in the pond. Corolla didn't really catch as much, but you can see one right there kind of bobbing up for air, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty much about all of the decorations we can do for the island, so we'll pretty much leave it at that. There is actually a couple things we want to do here around the base. I should say there are a couple things we want to do. First off, we can head up to the meeting room now that we've completed our discovery log. I'm sure Domingo will want to hear about it, so maybe we can get something from him. And I believe at this point also Ryu Khan is going to want his shop upgraded, so we can probably talk to him as well. Alright, so up in the meeting room we go, and Domingo is still sitting in his usual spot. Standing, I guess. Alright, so check out the discovery log. Vice, you completely filled your logbook. You're amazing. Vice, you're one of the greatest explorers in history. Not even the legendary Dacket can measure up to you. You're worthy of my most prized possession. You can have my title as Treasure Hunter Extraordinaire. Oh wow, gee, thanks. And we receive a white map. But that was actually a previous reward, I think, for getting over 64. The real reward is Domingo's title, which is even more useless than the white map that we've had since almost the beginning of the game. If we get the title, as far as I know, there's nothing you can do with it. It's just a key item. It's a certificate proclaiming Vice to be a treasure hunter extraordinaire. That was totally worth filling up our discovery log for, wasn't it? But, oh well, whatever, you know. We did it for its own sake. But alright, so let's head back out now. Like I said, Ryu Khan's probably going to be waiting for us. I think we can also check out Ilkemis's shop. I believe we gave him the money to upgrade it, I'm pretty sure, so we should be able to check that out now. He's actually got some really interesting items that I'm that can actually be abused pretty heavily, but we'll see once we get there. Alright, so let's make our way back down. The shops are, of course, over to the right, or to the left, facing the cliff. Alright, so in here we go. Unfortunately, this place never really gets too much of a makeover, you know, it's still just kind of, you know, a big stone area. You can see Ilkemis has expanded his shop, though, and it looks pretty nice. Big cauldron here. Of course, you can't brew, you know, medicines without a giant cauldron. Talk to him again. I think he's actually going to tell us some backstory. Thanks to you, I have this wonderful lab where I can create medicines for you and your crew. I'm glad you like it. Ilkemis, I've been wanting to ask you, why did you decide to devote your entire life to medicine? Before you joined my crew, you lived on that little island all by yourself, mixing ingredients and making potions. You've been wondering why I decided to become a hermit? Well, I will tell you. Perhaps you'll understand why I chose this life. My parents were both nobles from Upper City, so during my childhood I was well taken care of. Because of my family's wealth, I was able to buy all the books I wanted. I read all the time, you see. One day on my way to the bookstore, I saw a very sick man from Lower City. He crawled into Upper City on his hands and knees. He was begging for money so he could buy medicine, but no one would help him. I ran to the shop to try and help the man. When I returned, he was already dead. I felt so helpless. From that day on, I decided I would devote my life to helping others. I spent days alone in my room, reading all about the different types of medicines and potions. In time, I became one of Valua's best researchers. I wanted to make medicines that the people in Lower City could afford. I wanted to help people, but Valua had other plans for me. They wanted me to make weapons for their military. Shortly after, I fled Valua and found an island where I could continue my studies. Sorry if my story seemed a bit long. I believe in you, Vice. Although you are a warrior, you're fighting for the right cause. And that's why I want to aid you in your fight. I will do everything in my power to assist you and your crew. Hello, Vice, can I help you? I love these like weird, awkward transitions. So yeah, there's Alchemist's story, which I thought was pretty cool. It's a little bit unprompted, but it's cool to hear about. Alright, so Alchemist now has a few other things for sale since we've upgraded his shop. If we scroll over once and twice, you can see we can actually buy the stat boosting seeds, and they cost 5,000 gold apiece. Now at 360,000 gold, you can buy quite a lot of these, so this is something that you'll probably want to spend the rest of your money on. Maybe not at this point, because there's probably a couple other things you might want to buy. I don't know, you might go ahead and just buy a bunch of seeds. Some things I would recommend is stocking up on Pirata seeds and giving them to Vice. You can increase his attack to, his base attack stat will go over 800 if you buy enough of them. So, I mean, that would make Pirate's Wrath like almost guaranteed to do 9999 damage. So, you can abuse this pretty well, as you can see. And this is obviously what you'd pretty much just want to dump the rest of your money off on by the end of the game. So, alright, but for right now, we're not going to buy anything. I probably will end up buying some of that stuff because I never really did before. I kind of always just, didn't really bother to look because I didn't figure he had anything good, but... anyway, let's talk to Ryu Khan now, and we can do something different this time. I cannot work in this paltry environment. How can you expect me to forge legendary weapons in these conditions? I require more sophisticated tools. All the modifications that I need to make this area adequate will cost 4,000 gold. That's pretty expensive, but, well, it's probably worth it. It's good to know that you appreciate quality. I'll have my shop remodeled by the time you return to the island. Good, awesome. So yeah, Ryu Khan will then sell us new weapons after that. Alright, so that's pretty much all that we wanted to do around here. So at this point we can make our way down. I think we're going to have... we might have to talk to Brabham to initiate the scenes, I don't know. But either way, there are a few more scenes before we actually leave. At this point, though, I'm probably just going to save if it'll let me. If it stops me automatically, then so be it. But at this point, I'll probably save, and then we'll leave the rest of it for next time, so... yeah, looks like he's going to let me past. Alright, so we can access this thing, but... okay, so yeah, next time we will check out the modifications to the Delphinus and then head for Deep Sky, so it should be fun. Till then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.